Most of us can firmly say that we were pretty disappointed this past Sunday because we didn't get a new trailer for Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is obviously due to the hype that revolves around this upcoming live-action series and its high expectations. Not only that, but we have to keep in mind that there's only a week left for the premiere of this series. Disappointments aside, we still got some new footage of this highly anticipated series to analyze. So, without further ado, let's get right to the clip.
I'm the one you're looking for.
Yes, we know that this new promo we got is only 14 seconds long, but believe it or not, we actually got some pretty interesting reveals. So let's jump right into the breakdown, that way we can see what these reveals are. The clip starts off with Aang saying, "I'm the one you're looking for," and it immediately transitions to Zuko, who we see firebending. After Zuko firebends, and immediately we see a guy in a red robe who gets hit with an attack. At first glance, we could think there may have been a confrontation between Zuko and him, and that's why he gets hit. Maybe when Uncle Iroh got captured. But if you take a closer look, the attack he receives isn't from a firebender. In fact, he gets hit with waterbending. These two scenes aren't related, so that means that this guy in the robe is fighting someone else. Obviously, since he's getting hit by water, so we can determine that he's fighting Team Avatar, specifically Katara. But who exactly is this? Some fans are speculating that this could be Jong Jong, since in the first season this is one key character with that type of attire. What doesn't make sense is that in the original series, Team Avatar doesn't fight him at all, but who knows, maybe it is him, and the showrunners decided to give that character a different approach when it comes to their interaction. Next, we have a clip of Aang doing a backflip followed by some air nomads fighting. These are master airbenders. You can tell by the tattoos on their head, and this is definitely them fighting firebenders during Sozin's comet. This event is one that most of us are eager to see since it isn't something that was shown in the original animated series. Rumors are that it's a little disturbing. This coming from people who've seen it already. They say it feels just a little too real, which in our opinion is something worth having since it will impact us viewers enough to grab our attention and eventually get us hooked. After this, we get our official first look at Avatar Kyoshi. It's sad that we can't get a clearer image of it, but hey, at least we get something, right? Although the image is a little blurry, that is definitely Avatar Kyoshi. No doubt about it. What's most interesting about this is that Kyoshi has been speculated to be the one in the trailers to come down from the sky and knocking over all of Commander Xiao's army. Now, when this was in the trailers, we had to take a guess that this was Avatar Kyoshi, because the outfit wasn't bright like Aang's, but the clip cut just a little too soon to know for sure. But now, in this behind-the-scenes video, they actually let the clip play out a bit longer and you can clearly see green armor, which means this has to be Avatar Kyoshi, no doubts about it. What exactly is going on here, and how did we get to the point for Kyoshi to make an appearance? We can maybe determine that when Aang looks at the statue of Avatar Kyoshi, he may have established a connection with her, but he doesn't fully meet her yet. Later, the village is getting attacked, but not only by Xiao's army, but Zuko as well. Aang knows that Team Avatar probably can't do this without some major help, and as Kyoshi village is getting burned down and they are losing this battle, he runs away, which is why the mayor is screaming, "Where is the Avatar?" He meditates, and he meets Avatar Kyoshi for the first time. She then takes over Aang's body, basically doing what Roku does in the winter solstice. After taking over, she then rushes to the battlefield and wipes out most of the army, and we may be seeing Kyoshi in a spirit-like form, just like when Roku took over Aang's body in the animated series. We know this because when everybody saw Roku, they knew that he was a ghost and that he came back just to fight them. Even though it sounds really cool to see in a live-action adaptation, especially with the CGI and video effects that they can manage to do with today's technology. If they end up doing this, it could be pretty cool, but there's an issue with it. Like we mentioned before in the animated series, Roku does this exact same thing, and the producers are trying to keep it as faithful as they can to the original series. So, more than likely, we will be getting this as well, with Roku and the winter solstice, so it can get a bit repetitive if it doesn't have the proper writing. In this next image, we have Sokka and the arm of a Kyoshi warrior, or maybe Kyoshi herself, but it's most likely that it's a Kyoshi warrior. By the looks of it, he is either being ambushed by the Kyoshi warriors, or maybe being saved by them. This may be the scene where the Kyoshi warriors capture Team Avatar, but due to some changes that are being made in this series, especially with the Kyoshi arc itself, there's a possibility that they don't even recreate this scene at all. In our opinion, we do believe that it would be just like in the original series, and we do believe that both the mayor, Suki's mom, and the Kyoshi warriors will be a bit hostile at first, but then they will be apologetic and grateful that the Avatar has returned. Up next, we see Suki's mom, who is using fans like the ones that the Kyoshi warriors use. In this scene, there is a ton of fire, which lets us know that she is deflecting a firebender's attack. It looks like the Fire Nation is about to be even stronger in this version than in the animated series. Something that makes sense if they're trying to give the Fire Nation a stronger look for the sole purpose of giving them the upper hand, since they technically have been dominating the 100-year war. Something that most wouldn't even think that was possible. But hey, we have to keep in mind that, although they're trying to make the series as faithful as it can be, they're going to make some changes and not do an exact recreation. So anything is possible. Here we have a scene of Zuko fire bending. Sure, it is something that we've seen in multiple occasions in various promotional images, including the official trailer and the teaser trailer, but there's a key detail this time that lets us know new information that we couldn't confirm before. We are hearing Zuko scream when he is firebending, just like he did in the animated series before he learned the proper way to firebend. And believe it or not, this is a really nice attention to the detail. Now, this next scene is one that gets us pretty hyped as we get a better look at the Agni Kai between Ozai and Zuko. This is different than the animated series, since in the original series, we saw how Zuko begged for forgiveness and chose not to fight his father. And that was ultimately the reason why Ozai decided to burn him and banish him. In this version, he seems to be dodging all of Ozai's attacks and potentially fighting back. Curiosity is getting the best of us on how this is going to play out. Maybe we will get to see Zuko dodging all of the attacks at first, but then he realizes the situation he's in and who he's fighting. Zuko then can say that he doesn't want to duel his father, so he kneels down, and he begs for forgiveness, and that's when Ozai burns him. If it goes like that, it's more than likely that it will hit just as hard, just like the original did. But we think it's going to be even more shocking, since this time it will be more detailed. We have more scenes of Bumi versus Aang, followed by a scene of Monk Gyatso going ballistic with his staff. It's amazing that we're going to get a scene of Gyatso defending himself against Fire Nation soldiers and even having the upper hand on them. It truly fills us with joy that we're getting shots like this, and we aren't just going to see his remains. Lastly, we have Zuko using a staff. This seems to be the same market scene where he tells Aang that he's an enemy of the Fire Nation. So, we will be seeing them having a brief battle. To end things off, we seem to be getting Aang entering the Avatar state, but to be honest, this looks like a final transition to end things off with the logo of the series. Who do you think it is behind the robe? Do you think that Avatar Kyoshi is the one attacking Commander Zhao's army as she takes over Aang's body? Are you excited to see more of the Agni Kai and how it plays out? Tell us, what's your opinion on this? Did we miss anything? Thanks for watching the video. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this.